This to Harvey with that laugh on the first one. That was not meant to be on there.
You needed like a de-esser on there. The hiss on it was so rough.
Man, I'm so glad that we're together for the podcast today, and we have a few new faces. Jay could not be with us, but one of the things we're going to talk about in a little bit is mission and what we can do to be the church, and we're going to get there soon. And Gary's here, and Jordan's here to talk about some of those things. But just for starters, we actually changed our positioning. We know as a city, this is the beginning of a pretty big quarantine, and we are physically distancing, seriously are, on purpose to do this, and have been trying to be good about this all day. But we want to communicate some stuff to the church. And a few weeks ago, as the word of this coronavirus began to spread, we began to think about how can we as a church provide worship, community, mission, and generosity to our people in our city. And worship was a big thing. And if you were able to tune in this past Sunday, you'll see that we made a few modifications with the service. But thanks so much to Jacob and for all the work that he did, we were able to provide a great resource for everybody on a Sunday to watch the live stream or to come on afterwards and see that. In addition to that, we have each of the elders posting to our Facebook page a 5-minute devotional every day. So this evening, we'll have a devotional posted, and every night for the near future, we'll be doing that, just to kind of keep a connection as far as that goes. So then last week, we really wanted to begin to set the groundwork for community. How do we keep connection in the midst of a world in which we can't be physically close to each other? And so a lot of people have done some work to help us and get to a point where our Connect group leaders can provide a Connect group online. I just wanted Jeff to speak a little bit about connection, why it's important, and what we're doing to help the people of New Life with that.
Yeah, it's been great. So we had a training last Saturday. Dave Robinson put on an online group training and really helped us begin to get comfortable with having online groups through Zoom or FaceTime
Google Hangouts.
Google Hangouts. Yes, I know some people are using FaceTime as long as everybody has an iPhone. So we're just trying to get comfortable with that. It's a little bit of a new dynamic, and that was a really good training. It helped us to begin to get comfortable with that. And I just want our New Life family to know we have some Connect group leaders that are really committed and passionate about helping people connect to one another and connect to God. They're faithful. They took time out to do that. We met as a Connect group leader team on Sunday evening for a little while. And so just a special thank you to them for the way they know that God works in community, and they want that. So thank you, Connect group leaders. We know this is a unique time, and so we're going to continue having Connect group leaders meet all through. So we have 10 different Connect groups right now that you can find out what time they're meeting, and we can introduce you to the leader, so you can contact them through an email, and then you can just connect to them through either their Zoom link or whatever mode that they're using for that. So look through our different platforms just for Facebook or on our website for different places to ask to be involved in a Connect group. And we have 10 different groups everywhere from Sunday right after the service to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, our young adults group. So we have several to look at, mixed groups, men's groups, and women's groups alike. So really excited to do that. To wrap up, I just want to encourage, this could be a unique opportunity. Actually, maybe you have kind of considered being a Connect group leader, and you're like, this would be a great time because this would be a little more in your wheelhouse, a little more comfortable for you. And let me know. I'd love to talk with you about some opportunities for that. And then invite people to join a Connect group right now. People are looking for ways to stay connected. We're going to have to give extra effort to avoiding isolation here in these next few weeks. And so reach out to your neighbors, reach out to some other folks here at New Life, or maybe some people at work that want to join in a discussion. Invite people, because this just may be the next place for them to become connected. And we often talk about belonging before believing. Maybe somebody gets a chance to belong when they're so isolated, and they can take a next step in their faith journey and to know Jesus. So I encourage you. Thanks to all that are putting work in on that, and let us know if we can help you get connected in any way.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. And certainly as you can, reach out to people, make a phone call, do what you can to stay connected. So worship, community, mission, and this is a week when we as a church feel pretty stabilized. We have a good baseline of some service offerings, some connect group offerings, and we really want to be the church. We know that we are going into difficult times. We're in difficult times, and there is a couple different demographics that we serve in our Crossroads community that I think we need to ramp up our service towards and think of ways strategically of how to help. And so if you hear this podcast and have ideas, send them to support@newlifekc.org. But the two demographics that I think are important are the artist community. I believe that they will need us to support them. And also the food insecure and homeless community. And so we have Jordan and Gary with us to talk about each of those communities today. And Jordan, I'd love for you just to share a little bit about the artist community and then how the church could possibly intersect with it, and even some of the brainstorms that we've been starting to work on.
Yeah, so we kind of chatted through some of this dynamic this morning, and it was really good because I don't think that I've had a full conversation with anyone about it. A lot of people obviously have been affected by it, but I think as artists, like my wife and I, we make a significant amount of our income through concerts and gigs and events and performances and stuff like that. And so, over the next few months, when we saw that we had lost all of that, you can equate that to losing a job or just having a lot of uncertainty around your finances. And so I could imagine, we were talking about other artists that, of course, social media does bring about opportunity, but specifically down in the Crossroads, we have a lot of galleries and we have a lot of people who do their craft all month to be able to come out and engage in opportunities like this, to be able to display paintings, ceramic work, whatever it is. They come down here, not just to engage current fans or people who would, consume their product or whatever it is, but also be able to have interaction with new people. I mean, that's a big part of what we do as musicians. We're playing concerts, we're doing gigs and events to be able to not just interface with current people who know us, but to have the opportunity to get in front of new people. So when those opportunities get taken away, you kind of, panic for a second to figure out, okay, what do we do? We've seen other organizations get around the artist community, which has been cool. Organizations that are kind of stepping in and saying, if you've lost gigs or other online platforms that are allowing 100% of donations or whatever to go toward artists for purchasing merchandise, giving just a donation in general, or buying music, whatever it is. So there's been people that have tried to step in quick and help artists recover. But that is a big issue right now, is a big part of artists' heart and desires to be able to engage and interact with people face to face. And that social media is a great asset and tool, but it's not the all in all for artists. And one thing that we talked about this morning too was there's also a competitive space now that we're trying to enter into, where everyone everywhere is trying to do an online concert or trying to do a this or a that, or artists trying to not feel overly needy, by extending themselves to say, well, we want to maybe create some online content or opportunity to be able to earn, to continue earning a living and an income with what it is that we do. So I think that sometimes artists already come off, we already have a little bit of timidity. Break for these important announcements.
Turn your phones off. Seriously, it's super annoying when people let their phones ring. Gary, why did you leave your phone on?
I'm sorry.
That was me. I'm so sorry.
No,
I very rarely have my ringer on, and
Low key, that's a timer that Troy put on me to stop talking.
Low key.
Might have been an artist.
Jordan, I've been trying to use the word low key in a sentence for a long time. Can you help me with that?
Well, right now you sound like you're saying the Thor character, Thor's brother, not like you're using it in like a practical sentence. So, anyways, we're not going to get off on that tangent. I'll teach you later.
My kids make fun of me so often for this. So bring it on. I can't wait to watch this with them tonight.
So, anyways, those are dynamics that I think artists are just trying to figure out who to talk to and how to not come off overly needy, and I hate to say it that way, but it is what it is. And he's in it now. So anyways, do you have anything else for me, Troy?
I'm just trying to use the word low-key in a sentence.
Yeah,
right. I can't get beyond that. No, but in all seriousness, the idea of supporting artists, I think, is significant at this time, and we're trying to brainstorm ways to do this. We're trying to brainstorm a way to continue with First Fridays as a church, and so we have a online meeting on that coming up on Friday. If you're listening to this and are interested in being a part of that conversation, again, just send it to support@newlifekc.org and we'll get you added to that meeting so you could throw some ideas our way, because
I think like even apart from it affecting me personally, I do see it like in general as like a church, like you don't hear that a lot where community honors art and creativity, believes in it, believes that it affects culture, and wants to step in and support it. Honestly, I think that's a really beautiful thing, and I think that for artists to experience that, people of faith and not of faith, I think it'll mean a lot. I know it's so simple, but I think it'll mean a lot. So
we're welcoming everybody into this conversation, and it's just starting. It's at a vision level of trying to figure out where we go. Probably in 2-3 weeks, we'll have a plan in place that we'll be able to communicate on this podcast of what we're doing. But right now, welcome to join into this one.
That's right.
So the other part that is just obvious downtown here, living downtown and driving back and forth to the church from time to time, there's nobody out downtown. I mean, it's like it is empty. It feels like Christmas Day. Quick side note, on Christmas, I have this thing with trash, and we get all these bags of like wrapping paper, and something I do every year is bring it over to the dumpster here because I don't like it in my garage. And it's always empty on Christmas Day. And this is how it feels today. It feels just like that. There's no traffic. The only people walking around are those who are homeless. And we have heard that there are less people being allowed into the homeless shelters because of the coronavirus. And that means more people are out on the streets. And so we want to somehow help. I don't even know what that looks like. One of the things we are doing to help is to provide a food pantry, which Gary has led for a long time. And Gary, I'd love for you to share a little bit about what we've done with the food pantry. And I say we lightly because you have led this in incredible ways. But what are some thoughts that you have as far as even 2019? And then what are some things we're doing now to make some changes based on harvesters and their advice? And if somebody needs food, how can they get it here at New Life?
So back in November of 2018, when I decided that I wanted to volunteer here at the pantry, Troy and I sat down, and Troy had a vision, and that vision was that he wanted to start a food pantry here. So over the next 6 or 8 months, I came up with a plan of how to have the food pantry. And then in June of 2018, we opened the food pantry. And for the year 2019, the food pantry served 336 families and a total of 879 people within those families. And so the food pantry is a passion of mine. There's a definite need in the KC metro area. There's a lot of food insecure people in normal conditions, and now with the COVID-19 virus, there's just that many more. So I want everyone to know that you are welcome to come to the food pantry. Whether you have a food need now or in the future, we want to help you through these tough times. The pantry's open every Wednesday from 2 to 4. And so the plan is now it's changed a little bit. So if you decide that you want to come to the food pantry, let's say tomorrow at 2 o'clock, when you come in, one of the pantry volunteers will meet you at the door. We'll get you signed in. We'll already have the food bagged up. We'll give it to you, and you can be on your merry way. It's just as simple as that. Also, we want you to know that if you're unable to come to the pantry in person, you can go to support@newlifekc.org, and upon receiving your request, we will make every effort to get your food to you as soon as possible. Also, we are able to accept non-perishable canned goods, plastic or paper grocery bags, and they can be donated to the pantry by dropping them off here at church or by going to support@newlifekc.org if you would like somebody to pick them up at your home. Again, I want you to know that you are welcome to come to the food pantry every Wednesday from 2 to 4, or go to support@newlifekc.org if you need us to deliver your food to you or pick up your non-perishable food items, plastic or paper grocery bags that you would like to donate. And like I said, we are going through some tough times, and if the food pantry can help you in any way, we certainly want to make that available to you. So,
Gary, thanks so much. What you do with the food pantry is really, really good. And any other thoughts you guys have on food pantry, or questions or thoughts on artists and what we've talked about?
Again, Gary, thanks for doing that. I know David does a great job helping out with a ton of that, and you just communicated the need well. I love how we are we're just really settling into where God has us. He has uniquely called us. We were sitting here visiting a little bit earlier about some of the cool things that are happening here in Kansas City. A lot of them right across the street and all around. And we're smack in the middle of the Crossroads Art District. And we want to serve the people that God has put us right in the middle of. We want to serve the artists, and He's put us right near a couple of great ministries and some homeless shelters, and we have a chance to support them and invite some of them to be in our community and help them. And so I just love how we're responding for right where God has us. So thanks to each of you guys in the way you're doing that.
Yeah, huge thanks for this. Thanks for Jacob to putting this on. And just to recap, as far as our worship pillar goes, when we think of our church, you can join every Sunday live at 10:45, and the recordings are on YouTube after that. Also, every evening, one of the elders will be uploading a devotional to our Facebook page, which is New Life City Church on the Facebook page. And then as far as connect groups go, please, if you need to join, if you would like to join one, send us an email, support@newlifekc.org. We'll help you get invited into one of them. If you're already a part of one, tune into it, make sure that you help, and continue to develop community here. And then when it comes to mission, we're just in the beginning stages of figuring out how we can best help those who are food insecure and homeless in our neighborhood downtown here. And also, we want to be able to help out those who are artists here who might be struggling at this time, not able to show on First Fridays and other events that are being canceled. And so we want to make sure that we're here to help as far as that goes. So we really appreciate you. If you made it to the end, thank you. You are a trooper. You're awesome. You should get a badge of honor. And I just want to thank everybody for being a part of this. This is a good time. What are you laughing at? My phone is ringing again. It's driving me.
He's just
My phone is low-key killing me today.
Look at it. He's just very low-key.
He is. He's low-key.
No, low-key. You got to pause in there. It can't be low-key.
It's low-key, isn't it? Let's have this conversation real quick. My kids need this. Is it low-key or low-key?
Low-key. Low-key is Thor's brother.
Oh. I was wrong. I keep hearing everybody say Loki.
No.
It's Loki.
It's low key.
No, just low key.
Low
Look,
key.
look.
Okay.
Jordan is very low key.
No, you know what you're talking. You know how to pronounce
I
things.
do.
I don't. I will tell you that
Low-key.
right away. So,
This is great. Extra
right.
credits.
thank you.
Outro credits.
All right.
We just want to thank Loki today for this video. Sponsored by Loki. Okay, we're done. Please cancel this video
Jacob is
before then.
nodding with nothing on his face right now.